We have a good one for you today. Basically, one of our viewers recently asked us how to build business credit for my brand new LLC. No BS, please. I just got my final paperwork from state and I'm ready to roll. What's next? So in today's conversation, we are going to break down step by step what you need to do if you have a brand new LLC, if you want to build business credit. So I want you to stick around until the end of today's conversation because you're going to love it. I guarantee you. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about something very interesting. We got a series of emails from one of our viewers, and she wants to know specifically how to build business credit for my brand new LLC. No BS, please. I just got my final paperwork from state and I'm ready to roll. What's next? So what's really going on here first? We need to summarize the case for our beloved viewers. So dear viewers, please feel free to pitch in. Feel free to contribute to your advice or anything else. And if you are in a similar situation, please participate in the discussions. What's really going on here? We are speaking about a 28-year-old female. She actually, her name is Mary. Okay, Mary. She has a new daycare LLC. The LLC was organized 2 months ago. Okay, she has $5,000 in total savings in the bank, and she has hired one employee. So the daycare has one employee. So that's her sister. So besides herself, she has one employee, her sister, and her FICO score right now is 752. And Mary, the only thing is you did not mention where you are actually calling from. We have no idea where you live, but it's not a problem. So basically, you currently have a 752 FICO score. This is really good. This is really good. You have a checking account at Chase right now, and you are married with one newborn child. So this basically epitomizes your situation. We just want to give viewers more information about your background so viewers have a clear idea of what we are speaking about. So you have a daycare and you are trying to build business credit for your brand new LLC, your brand new daycare LLC. And so this was you just got the paperwork from states. You organized 2 months ago. So you file your articles of organization. You got your certificate of registration from state. And it would have been very nice to know where you are actually calling from, but it's okay. We'll definitely talk about that later on. So first things first, Mary, I just want to make sure. So if you are trying to build business credit, I want to make sure that you indeed have an LLC, because you were telling me that you got the paperwork from state. What kind of paperwork are we speaking about? Because, I mean, when we speak about, are you speaking about your certificate of registration? Are you speaking about your certificate of good standing? Do you have a registered agent? See, LLCs must have a registered agent, not just LLCs, S Corp or S Corporate. I mean, C corporations also, LLPs, any kinds of legally structured business must have a registered agent. So do you have a registered agent? Do you have the right process, the right licenses and permits? See, you are going to operate in a very sensitive sector, that's daycare. And state authorities in any state for that matter really want to make sure that you have the appropriate licenses and permits. Okay, are you compliant in that department? And have you obtained your EIN? This is important because, see, before you even start building business credit, you got to have the essential paraphernalia of business credit. So EIN, an employer identification number, aka your federal tax ID number, is important. You can actually go on if you haven't done it already, you can go to the IRS's website, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. You can actually do everything yourself, and they can send it. You can get an automatic confirmation of your EIN, or sometimes they will just email you. They will either send you a regular mail or just email you a few days later, but you need to have an EIN. Okay, you need to open a business bank account for your daycare. So those are quintessential prerequisites for you to start building business credit. You got to have a business bank account. You cannot mingle your personal bank account with your business affairs and hope that you can build business credit that way. Not at all. It wouldn't work. Okay, so it is important to segregate your personal expenses from your business expenses. That way, and the same applies for a business credit card also. That way you can, that way at the end of the year, you can easily file for taxes, and you're not going to run afoul of any IRS's tax rules when it comes to segregation of operational expenses. So very important, okay? Get your EIN, get your business bank account. Make sure the LLC is the right business structure for you. If it is, make sure you have your certificate of good standing. Make sure that you have a registered agent. All of these things are really important. I want you to be careful though, Mary. Listen, daughter, I want you to be careful. When we speak about establishing business credit, you need to apply for a DUNS number. See, the thing here is that, having a business bank account, those things are important, but you need to also work with one of the main players in the industry, that's Dun & Bradstreet. So you need to apply for something called a DUNS number. So to get a business credit score from Dun & Bradstreet, one of the 3 major business credit bureaus, you first need a DUNS number. You can request a DUNS number for free on Dun & Bradstreet's website. We actually have covered this on another show. So if you're interested in learning more, please go to our video catalog and just type Dun & Bradstreet, and you will see the video. Or if you need help, just drop us a question, and we'll certainly link you to the right video. Okay. So lenders and other businesses will often use this unique 9-digit DUNS number to look up your company's credit profile and financial health before agreeing to do business with you. And the DUNS number is also required to apply for any federal grant. Okay, so if your daycare LLC would like to apply for a federal grant in the future, it's just great to have a DUNS number. So you don't need to request a special identifier from other business credit bureaus like Experian and Equifax. Okay, and you need to think about having a business phone number. Okay, so whether you use a landline, cell phone, or you use voice over IP, have a separate number for your business and in your business's legal name. Very important. List the number in the directory so it can be found, especially the kind of audience you are dealing with. Parents of young children. They want to know that your company is legit and that your company can be easily found online. At least the contact information can be found easily. Okay. And one thing you also want to be careful about right off the bat is that anytime you deal with creditors, whether you are speaking about business creditors or personal creditors, please pay them once you receive your bill. That way you can really right off the bat establish a strong foundation for the kind of business credit you are trying to build. Okay. Payment history is the most important factor in determining your business credit score. While on-time payments are good, early payments is even better. Why? Dun & Bradstreet only assigns perfect Paydex scores, which actually measures a business's payment history to companies that pay early. So if you're trying to get like a 90 or 95 or even 99, you really want to make sure that you pay your bills early. Solution idea number 1. So Mary, you are trying to build business credit for your brand new daycare LLC that was organized 2 months ago, right? You are 28 years old. So solution idea number 1, you want to establish credit with vendors and suppliers who report. It's very important. Do not actually establish credit with any vendor or any supplier. If they don't report, you don't really need them, because the whole idea is to build business credit. So you want to focus on those who really can help you in that enterprise. Okay. So one of the easiest ways to build business credit is to apply for net terms. So we are speaking about net 30 or net 45 terms with vendors and suppliers. As you buy supplies, inventory, or other materials on credit for your daycare LLC, those purchases and payments get reported to business credit reporting agencies. Okay, and even better, besides the three CRAs, the three business CRAs that we just mentioned, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, you can also have your transactional history reported to SBFE, the Small Business Financial Exchange, and in some cases also LexisNexis. Okay, and so that's number one. So you want to establish credit with vendors and suppliers who report. And number two, you can establish trade lines with other suppliers, even if they don't report. And hear me out. Here is why. You can start with them if they don't report. And that at some point, let's say after 3 months or 6 months, you can ask them if they could report. And at that point, they already have their relationship with you. They're not going to say no because they already see business from you. So whatever they tell you, listen, just get a foot in the door. Just once you are in the house, you can start making requests. Okay. So when we talk about those vendors that actually automatically report your transactional data to all the three business credit bureaus, you have Granger. Granger is a good one. You have a Uline. You have Office Max. Okay. You have a constellation of vendors that we have actually covered on multiple shows. And so again, if you just go into our video catalog and just type net 30 vendors, you will have 3 or 4 or 5 business videos that actually talk about business credit on net 30. I would say net 30 terms. Okay. So solution idea number one, Mary, establish credit with vendors and suppliers who report or who don't report. Solution idea number two, Mary, I want you to obtain business credit cards. See, the thing here is that when we speak about if you want to build business credit, you got to have a diversity of credit products. You can't just have one credit product and hope that you can actually get to 90 or 95 in terms of your Paydex very quick. No, you can't do that. So you got to really, so beside net 30 accounts, you want to have business credit cards. So when it comes to that, it's very important to actually start with the bank where you're currently at. See, you have a checking account at Chase. Is that checking account a personal checking account or a business checking account? Either way, if you need to actually try to obtain a business credit card from Chase. Okay, you want to obtain at least one business credit card that is not linked to you or any other owners personally. Pick a business credit card from a company that reports to the credit reporting agencies, and Chase does that. So Chase will report your transactional data to Dun & Bradstreet, to Equifax and Experian. Okay, so and to actually do this, it's just a lot better to. Obviously, you must have a Chase business bank account, right? That's what I said originally. You got to have a business bank account if you want to start the process, and you want to open another bank account. Chase is great. They are a national behemoth in the financial sector. You want to look for another financial behemoth, such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, or Wells Fargo, Citi, or which are PNC. But PNC is not a national behemoth. They are more of a regional behemoth. But yeah, PNC, U.S. Bank, TD Ameritrade, you have BMO Harris. Those players are regional, but hey, listen, as long as they can help you out, please. But you need to put all your eggs in different baskets. Right now, you have all your eggs in the Chase basket. This is really fine, but from a diversification perspective, you really want to have 2 or 3 bank accounts, and you want to apply for 2 or 3 business credit cards. See, this is important. So a business credit card can be one of the best tools for building business credit, provided you pay it in full. You got to pay it off in full each month or keep the balance low. In other words, you want to have less than 30% of your available credit. Okay, that's the CUR, and you want to make regular on-time payments. And business card issuers use your personal credit to determine approval, so you can get one without an established business credit profile. And after all, Most small business cards report activity to business credit bureaus, so on-time payments and low credit utilization will actually help you build your business credit score. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about Mary. So Mary is a 28-year-old who actually just she opened 2 months ago a brand new daycare LLC, and she has $5,000 in total savings in the bank, and she actually has a FICO score of 698, and she's married with one newborn, and she currently has a checking account at Chase. And she's trying to she wants to have ideas on how to build business credit for her brand new daycare LLC. So the third thing you want to do, Mary, you want to basically try to borrow from lenders that report to credit bureaus. This is important. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that your new daycare LLC might need some funding to expand, or to some initial funding, to have some startup capital. Unless you want to use your own cash, which you shouldn't anyway. So basically, the thing is, small business loans can boost your business credit if you make all your payments on time. But not all lenders report to business credit bureaus. So one thing you want to do is you want to ask the lender whether they report before you take out any small business loan. The thing is, when it comes to a small business loan, you have a constellation of choices. And going back to what I said earlier about applying from your own bank, you want to start with Chase. You want to ask Chase if they have a business loan for you. And again, you are a brand new LLC. You don't need a huge amount, maybe $5,000 or $10,000, something manageable. Okay, so that you are taking whatever you have in savings to actually pay the loan, at least at the beginning. Which is why, so you want to have a small business loan, and you can take it from Chase or another bank. This is why I wanted you to actually open a second bank account at a national player or at a regional player. Okay, national player, that is the Wells Fargo, the Bank of America of the world, the City of the world. Okay, those are national players. Or you can try regional players: BMO Harris, PNC, US Bank, Fifth Third Bank, TD Ameritrade. Okay, and so it's all about getting a small business loan. One thing you want to do is please ask them if they report, because based on our experience, banks typically report to credit bureaus, but they have strict lending criteria, and they can be hard to qualify for unless you have excellent credit and several years in business. Okay, but online business loans tend to be more accessible for new businesses and those with poor credit. So, and many online small business lenders, including OnDeck, Lending Club, Funding Circle, and Bluevine, report to business credit bureaus. Okay, but other lenders like SmartBiz, Fundbox, and Merchant Cash Advances do not report. The thing is that we have seen in our experience that all those companies can report as long as you ask them. You got to ask them, and you have to be very forceful in the way you ask. Solution idea number 4, Mary. I want you to monitor your personal and business credit. The thing is that if you want to build business credit, there is one thing you can do. Yes, it is one thing to apply for net 30 terms, to apply for business credit cards, to apply for business loans and whatnot. But you got to monitor things as you go along. And when we talk about monitoring, we're not just speaking about monitoring one thing, one credit profile. You got to monitor those two. Why? Because as a new business owner, your business credit score is tied to your personal credit score, among other things. So you want to monitor your credit. So to monitor your personal credit score, you have a free credit monitoring services such as the Credit Karma. You have all the credit cards. I mean, Chase has a service whereby you can monitor your credit score for free. Bank of America has the same thing. You have Citi has the same thing. Discover, all the big banks, all the big players have a service whereby you can monitor your credit score, and you can receive credit monitoring alerts. So when something happens in your credit, you receive an alert. Okay, for example, if you have incorrect personal information such as mistakes with your name and address history, payments reported that you didn't actually make, hard inquiries from lenders, credit card issuers, and other financial institutions you don't recognize, new accounts such as newly opened credit cards added to your credit reports, you will receive credit alerts. Okay, and the good thing is you can dispute errors on your Equifax and TransUnion, or even your Experian credit reports. This is why it's really good to monitor your credit activity, your credit score activity. That way, if you recognize something that is just not really right, you can always dispute it. And you can do the same thing for your business credit reports. Okay, now, as I just said before, there are 3 major business credit reporting agencies, so it's important to monitor each of your company credit files on them. Now, you might have to pay something to Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet, and Experian so that they can send you additional data or updated data. But you know what? It is totally worth it. It is worth it. Whether you pay $25 a piece or $30 a piece, this is really important, especially in the first few months of your LLC. In addition to that, you can write this thing off at the end of the year. This is a business expense that you can write off, not a problem. Thank you so much for your attention, Mary. Thank you so much, and we hope that you actually have gotten some gems here. You wanted to learn how to build business credit right off the bat, so we give you 3 major ways of doing so: net 30 vendors, business loans, and business credit cards. By business loans, I'm also talking about business lines of credit, of course. And before we close into this conversation, please, dear viewers, feel free to pitch in, feel free to contribute to the discussion. We want this conversation to be a vibrant exchange. And Mary, if you have other questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, or email. You can email us, not a problem. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.